This morning I was helping my older son get dressed, and he's 4, and he was putting his shirt on, and his shirt says, "My mom is my hero." And I'm like, "Oh, buddy, am I your hero?" And he goes, "No, daddy's my hero." And so he's a jokester, and he goes, "No, mom, you're my hero. Daddy's my hero. My brother's my hero, and I'm my hero." And I'm like, I love that. I love that he said that he's his own hero. And this is such an important reminder for all of us, because I feel like when we grow up, we stop looking at ourselves as the hero of our own story, that we have this innate power and ability to change our perspective, change our situation. And a lot of times we look outside ourselves for things to change. Like, when that situation's over, then I'll be happy. Or when I get that job, I'll be happy. Or when I finally have money, I'll be happy. Or when, or even just going to the doctor, like, oh, the doctor will fix this. But we have this innate ability to be our own hero, to figure out what we can do to put ourselves in a place where we are resilient, where we bring our own internal power forth, and we're able to help ourselves. And that can look in many different ways. It can be that we become more resilient. It can be that we are able to harbor an inner peace regardless of what's going on outside of ourselves. It could be that we can start feeling gratitude even if things feel like they're falling apart. And this is all trainable. This is something that we can start working towards. And if you're listening to this and you're feeling like you're struggling, you're in a really negative place, it may feel so foreign to you to feel like you should feel grateful or be your own hero. Or it may feel like, how do I even start when I'm in such a dark place right now that I don't even know how to begin to do that? And so that's why I wanted to bring this to the podcast today and give you 7 tips to move yourself forward in being your own hero, and how you can show up for yourself and move your life forward, even if you're struggling right now. So being a hero doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have this overarching huge transformation in your life today. It means showing up for yourself in the smallest way possible, doing whatever you can in this moment to help yourself. And so I'm going to give you 7 strategies that you can use and implement and take action to be your own hero. So the first one is time. So time is our most precious resource. It's limited. We don't have a lot of it. It seems that everybody's trying to take it from us. And so giving yourself time is such a beautiful gift to be your own hero. And you may feel strapped right now. You may feel like, I don't even have time to do anything. But what if you gave yourself 5 minutes? 5 minutes right now. Maybe you're listening to this. Give yourself 5 minutes just to sit and be present, or to do something you've always wanted to do, or to read that book that's been sitting on that shelf that you've wanted to read. Give yourself just that 5 minutes. And again, that's part of being a hero for yourself, that we can always find excuses not to do that. And there's always going to be something that's craving our time. But if we can give ourselves that gift of just a little bit of time, even if it's just 5 minutes, now we're showing up for ourselves and telling our system that you matter. You are the priority at this point. Number 2, intention. So setting an intention for your day. And if we don't do this, life will tend to kind of kick us around whatever direction it wants to. And so the other day I went to a baby shower of one of my friends, and it was a really nice shower. And I set an intention that I'm going to be the thermostat. I'm not going to be the thermometer. And what that means is that I'm going to set the tone. So I wanted to bring a positive energy and share that with people. And if we got into a negative talk, then I want to change that. And so that was my intention for that day, to show up in a positive way and bring positive energy. And so we got into these conversations about just a lot of things that may seem kind of more negative, and like just frustrations of that were going on, or work conversations, just things that kind of pull your energy down. And it's, especially in this time in our lives, we're all raising kids, there's a limited time for us to be together. And I'm like, you know what, let's change the tone. And so I said, it may seem a little corny, but I was like, let's just all share something we're grateful for. So we did that. And, a lot of us were like, we're grateful for our husband and kids, and we're grateful for this and that, and whatever that everyone shared. And you can almost feel the shift in energy, that it just changed how the overall tone was. And so that was my intention for that day, that I'm going to direct the tone, not allow the tone to direct me. And so something just as simple as that, like if you're at work right now, like what's something you can do to show up with a more positive energy, or what's something you can be grateful for regardless of what's going on. So set an intention for yourself. It could be the smallest little thing, but again, when you set an intention, you are the driving force for that, not allowing the world to change what's going on within your realm. Number 3, a quiet moment. This is something that many of us do not do. And a quiet moment doesn't mean sitting on the couch scrolling through your phone, or sitting on the couch and watching TV by yourself. A quiet moment is truly shutting everything off and just being with yourself, allowing yourself to just not have the constant stimulus. And that is, again, such a gift that you can give yourself, that you do have a quiet moment where you can just kind of sit with yourself. And you may be listening to this and be like, well, every time I sit with myself, I think negative thoughts. Yes, I get it. I was that person. It still is a struggle. But when you take those moments and you can notice those quiet thoughts, one thing I've done that has worked tremendously well is just to visualize, like when you think something negative or something that stresses you, just visualize it on a cloud and it's just kind of drifting off. And it may be really tough to do that when you're starting, but I promise you, it does get easier. So giving yourself a gift of a quiet moment and allowing yourself to kind of visualize the negative things just kind of drifting off, and allowing yourself to kind of be with yourself, is tremendous. Going off on that, if you are someone who struggles with negativity in a quiet moment, check in with your senses. So this is another great way to kind of crowd out the negative thoughts, is sitting and just checking in with, like, what do you smell? Maybe someone just cooked cookies and you're sniffing cookies, or you're outside and you smell the lilacs. What do you feel? Like, are you outside and you feel the breeze on your face or the sunlight on your face? What do you hear? Are you hearing birds chirping? Maybe you're hearing your dishwasher running, whatever it is. Check in with that. What are you seeing? So look around, notice the colors in the room. And then again, what are you feeling? So again, checking in with all your senses. I might have said feeling, but that is so important to do, is to check in with our senses. Where are we at? And it allows us just to be present for a moment. So again, giving yourself the gift of a quiet moment. Number 3, celebrate a win. So this is something, again, that I have always struggled with, that I felt like if I celebrated something that I did well, that I would let myself off the gas pedal and things would kind of spiral out of control. I had to keep myself grinding, and not even recognize anything that I've done well, because I had to keep going strong at it. But I've realized that celebrating the successes that you have is crucial for keeping you motivated and keeping you moving forward. So give yourself a moment to recognize something you did well. And again, it could be just something small, like maybe you made breakfast for your kid this morning and he said, thank you. Like that's something that you did well. You showed up for him. Or maybe it's something that you said to somebody yesterday and it really changed their attitude or gave them a different perspective on looking at things. That's a success. You brought value to someone. So what's something you did well today that you can just recognize it and give yourself a pat on the back for? Number 5, again, going outside. So outside time is crucial. Our bodies crave it. Our nervous system loves it for bringing us back down to a peaceful state. So even if you have 5 minutes at work, or you have a break, or you get home, just be outside for 5 minutes, just take in the views, allow the sun to pour into you. And that, again, is just a gift to yourself to be your own hero. Number 6, write down a story that helped you move forward in life. So many times we can think of all the stories of things that we did wrong or things that didn't go well. And these are our limiting beliefs. These are the things that hold us back. But what if we change that dialogue? What if we start thinking of things that we have done well in our life? Like, what was a tough time in your life that you pushed forward and you got through it? Think of something back of, that was challenging for you and you didn't know how you were going to get through it. And now today it's not in the forefront of your life because you did work through it. So think about those stories where you were your own hero, where you showed up for yourself and you advocated for yourself, or you gave yourself a moment those are all huge things. Those stories that we tell ourselves either make us or break us. So why not use those in a way that it supports us and serves us for moving forward? Number 7, show yourself some compassion. So this again was something I always struggled with. I never show myself compassion. If I did something that I wasn't proud of, or just did something where it wasn't perfect and what I expected, I would come down on myself. I would think of everything wrong with what I did, or just critique myself left and right. And it never helped move me forward. And it was hard to see back then when I was going through it, but I can tell you now that compassion is absolutely essential for helping yourself move forward in a positive direction. So if there's something in your life where it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, it wasn't perfect, maybe you disappointed some people, that is okay. Give yourself some compassion. Treat yourself in a way that you are comforting yourself, soothing yourself, recognizing that you're not going to be perfect. You never will be, and that is okay. That's the big thing. It's okay not to be perfect. Maybe you're trying to implement a new habit right now and you missed 2 days in a row. It's okay. It's not going to make or break you. What's going to break you, though, is not showing yourself compassion that time and coming down on yourself and critiquing yourself for that. So give yourself the gift of showing yourself compassion. And again, that's one way you can show up as your own superhero. So again, to reiterate the 7 steps or 7 tips for allowing yourself to be your own superhero, it's time. Give yourself some time to do what you want to do and what brings you joy. Intention, set an intention for the moment right now, set an intention for tomorrow morning, set an intention for every moment of your life to move in the direction that you choose, not for life choosing it for you. Take a quiet moment, allow yourself just to be with yourself, and allow yourself to just notice what you feel and how you recognize the different sensations that are showing up in your body. Celebrate a win, give yourself that pat on the back, go outside. Write down a story in which you were resilient and you were your own hero and you showed up for yourself. So recognize those things in your life. And lastly, show yourself compassion. Life is going to throw you curveballs. It's inevitable. It will happen the rest of your life. But we can either berate ourselves or we can allow ourselves to show compassion that, wow, we're going through something really tough here. How can I love on myself even harder now in this moment so I can help myself through it? So those are the 7 things that I've implemented in my life. And just like I was saying, if you're struggling right now and you feel like this is so foreign, how do I even begin? Start with 1. Do the smallest thing you can right now, and that will open up the door for more. But like I was several years ago, I felt like, well, if I don't do all 7 and I don't do them all perfectly and I screw up, then it's complete waste. It's not true. And this is something that took me a while to learn. So I hope this message comes to you that do one thing and then celebrate it. And that is going to be 10 times more beneficial to you than trying to implement all 7 of these every single day. Do the smallest thing you can right now, and that will change your life. That compound effect truly will rewire your brain and reprogram it for you. So if you're listening to this and you do one of these, please let me know. I would love to hear which one that you are implementing and let me know how it goes. And if you found benefit in this, I would love for you to share this with a friend. These messages are meant to help many people. So if you found that this has helped you move forward today, please share it with your loved ones. And again, thank you so much for spending your precious time with me. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day with a little bit more compassion.